Hey, what's up, everyone? CJ's back. I want to talk about something that, well, for pretty much my entire life, I never really talked about. This goes back to my childhood. I came from a broken home and it developed a lot of mental health issues that I learned to cope with at a very young age. I was misdiagnosed because back in the 80s, 90s, they still really didn't understand mental health that well. Um, Unfortunately, massive panic attacks and anxiety, stuff like that, it was kind of swept under the rug. And in my situation, I was diagnosed with, night terrors instead of massive panic attacks, right? Disassociation from reality type of shit. And it was scary as fuck as a kid. But, the boomers, unfortunately, grew up in this society where, for some reason, they couldn't accept if one of their kids had a mental health issue. It reflected negatively upon them, which is fucking weird, right? Like they would rather protect their own label, right? Instead of just coming to terms with like, hey, my kid's struggling and I don't give a fuck what other people think. I'm going to do everything I can to get them help. But they didn't, because again, it was like these labels that society created. Well, let's fast forward to 2020. I was dealing with panic, anxiety, OCD, major depression, insomnia, and then suicidal ideation crept in. I spent about 10 years on different psych meds. I was a major alcoholic. Sober now, by the way. I just got out of the gym, feeling great, right? And with that being said, now I get to speak about it. That's something I never was able to do because the people around me that said they fucking loved me and cared about me, well, they didn't give a shit. Those people that always say when someone kills themselves, they're like, oh, if we knew, we would have helped. Da, 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 da. Yeah, well, that proved to be fucking false, right? For some reason, in 2020, I tried to kill myself. And this is very difficult for me to talk about because, again, the people that I was around for the majority of my life downplayed my issues. I've heard some crazy shit about me, man. Like, to the point where it's mind-boggling. If someone attempts to take their life and people downplay that and say that I was faking it and making up my mental health issues, and one of my favorites, playing the victim, right? Let's talk about that for a second. You clearly don't know who the fuck I am if you think I'm playing the victim or want attention. I walk in a room, I don't say anything, I get attention. I didn't need attention. I had trouble asking for help. That was a cry for help. But instead it was weaponized against me. And I'm fucking sick and tired of sitting here pretending that it didn't happen. And even they gaslit me to the point where I started questioning. I'm like, this is wrong, right? But over the past few years, I've met some of the best human beings ever and realized the people I was around were just extremely ignorant when it came to mental health issues. So I can't really blame them because this is societal programming when it comes to this negative outlook on mental health and the medication and the side effects that medication causes, right? One of the primary concerning side effects of these psych meds is if you have any type of suicidal thoughts or tendencies, please reach out, right? This isn't something I'm making up. You can all do your own fucking research, right? Like, ask doctors, ask psychologists, do your own research. I don't understand why a human being would look at another human being who is so depressed down and out that they wanted to end their own life. And these people, for some reason, just started bad-mouthing my name. But the victim thing doesn't make sense because, okay, playing the victim means you over-exaggerate problems. No. I don't do that. I always did the opposite. I hit it so well when I started talking about it, people thought I was faking it. But that's weird and it's very dangerous and it's something that needs to be brought up more and more. And this is what I love about Generation Z, man. Gen Z is realizing mental health is important. And we need to start talking about it more. Because, again, when you're talking to someone who has dealt with real depression and someone who did try to take their life, right? I had a few attempts. I'm not suicidal now. I feel great. I mean, there's still things I'm working through, but I've been giving back to the community. I've been helping. I've run classes. I've been speaking. And it feels good. And what I realized is when you meet people who really were depressed enough to take their own life, the conversation is different. The vibes you get are a lot different. Because let me tell you something. Anyone who's been there would never jump to the conclusion that you're faking it. That's a sick, fucked up thing to do. Now, isn't it? Now, I don't know why it was said, but there's a whole group of people out there that want to fucking believe it. And now they're so deep in their shit. They're hip deep in shit that they created. Right? They tried to create this sick narrative about who I am. And they're all patting each other on the fucking back now. Like, yeah, you did it right. Yeah, he's a fucking psycho, drunk, alcoholic loser. He's making everything up. I hate to break it to you. I wasn't. And I don't know why you would even believe it without reaching out to me and asking me. Right? Like, some of these fucking stories are sick, man. Absolutely sick and disgusting. You know? Again, when someone's been through it, the worst thing you could do is jump to that conclusion. I mean, again, what happens is if I ever hear someone tried to take their own life, it's oh my, like, I am so sorry. Come here. When I've talked about this to people who have been through it, like, they always give you a hug. They're very supportive, empathetic, compassionate, because they understand the seriousness of it. Now, if you already tried to take your life and everyone kicks you to the curb, what do you think that does to someone who's depressed and suicidal? It doesn't help. It makes them more depressed and more suicidal. And that's exactly what happened to me. And this is why it's important for me to talk about it. But not only am I talking about it, I'm writing books about it. I'm running classes about it. I'm starting a nonprofit charity, Music for Mental Health. Being a musician, I found that musical therapy is huge, right? We all know this. We all know the power of music. It brings people together. It helps the soul. And it's very important when it comes to healing. You know, now I've taken accountability for what I've done. Look, you know, again, massive alcoholic, not the best way to handle it, but these are patterns in society that you see all the time. People who struggle with mental health issues, they numb with substances, right? And you see it all the time. You know, it's very sad the way society is programming people to just kind of kick, you know, everyone else to the curb. It's disgusting, you know, and if anyone out there is listening to this and they found themselves in a similar situation where the people around you, for whatever reason, downplay a depression in you know, a suicide attempt, it's not okay. You know, you need to find the right group of people that will support you. And when you find them, it's a different type of vibe, man. Like I said, you can tell the conversation because anyone who really been there, they would never downplay a suicide attempt. That's a sick, disgusting, selfish, narcissistic, fucked up thing to do. And it's a clear indication that the people have no idea the seriousness of mental health issues. I will spend the rest of my life helping and giving back. I have no plans to retire. I just want to continue to build and help others. That's my purpose in life. I don't care about labels. I'm not punching a clock from 9 to 5, and I don't give a fuck about money. All I care about is helping others. And that makes me feel great. And knowing I've already helped people makes me feel awesome. You know, because, again, having to go through that and having no one and all the people that you loved and care about turn on you and betray you and start shit-talking you, it's disgusting. It really is. But I can't change them. I just move on and grow and realize that there's other people out there who understand it. And I want to thank those people because you are lifesavers. Really, thank you. I love you all. I really do. Except you assholes who are shit-talking my name. But, you know, hey, that's okay. Karma has a funny way to work things out, and the truth always comes out, motherfuckers. Yeah, CJ's back. And I'm going to be posting a lot. Videos, music, art, comics, books, right? I'm even coming up with TV scripts and movie ideas. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I can't wait to give back to the community and help those people out that need it. Because that's the best thing you can do in life. You get the lived experience, you take that, and then you give back to help others. And nothing beats that. So CJ is doing great. You know, look, it's still a struggle. Life can be hard, but the worst is behind me. And I'm back, and I'm going to be putting a lot of videos up. So I want to thank everyone who supported me. I really do. It means more than you know. And I'll be posting a lot more soon. Have a good night.